Understanding. We are promoting awareness in children and promoting sustainability in children, whereby these children are going to get the information when they are still young and help us in the future. Dear judges, this is going to build the children's mindset so that they can get prepared for anything that can happen in the future about any climate change and solve it. Now, children, climate change has happened and is continuing to happen. As they said, according to nature.com, dear judges. So, how is the happening of climate change and this connected to teaching of children? We should teach children that climate change is already happening, dear judges and the August House. And we should also, in the long run, we should also teach them the ways on how they will be able to solve the consequences of climate change when they grow up. Because when we teach them that climate change is unavoidable, this is going to create critical thinking in them and say, we do not want to spoil the future for ourselves. So they will get morale to fight against climate change and to think about the ways to solve the problem of climate change, as also they are learning it in the schools, dear judges and professors. These young children, that climate change has happened and is continuing to happen, it is going to create critical thinking in them such that they can have the knowledge to solve the problem in the future and save themselves. Rest our case.
That's why we are saying that schools should teach the inevitability of climate change, because it will bring about the benefits that we have mentioned about. This is preparing children to become future advocates of climate change. We believe that climate change is a big problem affecting the globe worldwide. It is affecting different people in different ways. It is killing people. People are experiencing landslides. People are experiencing floods. People are experiencing tsunamis, hurricanes, and different problems. So why shouldn't we find a way of trying to solve that problem? Why shouldn't we find a way of trying to adapt that problem that is killing people, dear panel? That's why we are saying that people are out there looking for solutions to this problem. People are preventing, people are recycling, people are sensitizing. We are thinking one of the other ways of solving is by teaching young children, who are the future generation, to adapt and to find different ways of also solving these problems. So we should teach these children the inevitability. We should teach them that climate change is part of life, and we should learn ways of preventing more and more of it from affecting, and more of it of destroying the world.
So basically, why would the future generation sue the government? The government works under a social contract. That means it has an agreement between the citizens. There is an agreement between the citizens and the government, where the government has the moral obligation of protecting the citizens of today and those of the future generation. And the reason as to why we would sue the government, it is because it had the mandate to protect us, but it failed. That's why we would sue it, because we are suffering from the damages of climate change because the government failed. How did it fail? It failed to put strict laws against the destruction of the environment. Because had the government put strict laws, we would not be suffering. Had the government enforced strictly, we would not be suffering the damages of climate change. We would rather be living, we would be living in a wonderful environment.
That if they had put strict laws, they wouldn't have been suffering. This means that they are trying to tell us that if they had put strict laws, they wouldn't be suffering. But there are some leaders in the government who don't believe in climate change, and they don't believe that it exists. They even don't believe that its consequences exist.
So the task for the finals for the National Environmental Primary School Debate and Speech Championship, the first edition, the info slide is: you have been given an opportunity to talk before the President of the Republic of Uganda as a young climate change activist. And the task is: advise the President to prioritize environmental sustainable policies over economic growth policies for the next financial year.
In the first position, Ampere Gift will be the first speaker that is going to deliver her speech. Then Shafi Kamyuka will be the second, Bwambare Arvin the third, Nambo Wahuda The fourth,
The President of the Republic of Uganda, invited guests of no mean ranks, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. As a young activist, I stand before you today fully aware of a once-in-lifetime opportunity, the chance to address the President of our nation. I stand before you today with a heavy heart burdened by the weight of a painful story that serves as a powerful reminder for the urgency to prioritize climate change response over economic growth in the next financial year. In a small village of Bweya, nested among the rolling hills of Kasese district, there lived a humble community that relied heavily on agriculture for livelihoods. Generations of farmers tilled the fertile land, cultivating crops that sustained their families and brought prosperity to the village. But then, climate change took an unaccepted turn. Drought struck the region with merciless grip, leaving parched fields and withered crops. One lush and productive land became a barren wasteland, leaving the villagers devastated and uncertain about their future. I vividly recall meeting a farmer called Badger. His weathered face itched with worry and despair. The tears welled up his eyes as he lamented the loss of his crops, the means to support his family. 2 wives, 7 sons, 6 daughters, and 5 bazikulu. With stumbling hands, he showed me the cracked, dry soil that had once been filled with life-giving abundance. But the story is not unique. Across our nation and around the world, countless communities bear the witness to the devastating impacts of climate change. It is a painful reality that can't be ignored. As we prioritize economic growth, we must embrace this painful truth. I stand before you today with an earnest plea, that one that transcends short-term economic gains and calls for bold prioritization of environmental policies over economic growth in the next financial year. As a nation, we meet ourselves on the crossroad for the well-being of our people and preservation of our planet. Mr. President, while economic growth is undeniably important for the prosperity of our nation, we must recognize that our very foundation of economy lies upon a stable and healthy environment. As the saying goes, we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our future children. It is therefore our moral duty and responsibility, Your Excellency, to safeguard the borrowed future for the future Bazikulu you love so much. Thank you.
Dear Mr. President of the Republic of Uganda, I greet you with a happy smile. But I am not happy because of climate change. People are dying because of cutting down trees and constructing many factories. The rate of drought is increasing rapidly. We are all dying because of climate change. I would like you to answer me one question. Shan't we all die because of climate change? So I am giving you 3 solutions thanks to the environment. Because when people are healthy, they can work to become rich. It means when our environment is healthy, it will be able to provide us with the medicine so that we can work and earn money. And when we earn our money, we can be able to live a happy life, not cutting down trees to construct factories, but we should be preserving our trees. When the environment is healthy, everything is healthy. If our soil is healthy, if our crops are healthy, if we are healthy, then everything is healthy. The environment is the one that gives us our medicine. The environment is the one that gives us all requirements. If we never had our environment, we wouldn't have food, we wouldn't have water. And those are the two major basic needs of man. If we don't have water, our skin will be dry. If we don't have food, it will lead to malnutrition. And when the land is healthy, people can grow crops that they can sell. My dear President, you don't have to go on cutting trees, but I am giving you one solution. If you want to cut down our trees, please reforestate them. Because we need our trees very much. They help us in rain formation. Mr. President, I am giving you one solution. Stop cutting down trees to make factories, but instead you should plant more trees. So I'm encouraging the people who are going to come after me to plant more trees and not focus on cutting down more to build factories. I conclude by saying, when we are healthy, we can work, but we don't have to cut down trees to build factories, because when we cut down trees, we are making our environment sick. And we all know, when our environment is sick, it won't be able to give us fertile soil to grow crops that will provide us with herbal medicine. Thank you, President, for listening to my speech.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, I am most privileged to join you at this national first edition of the Debate Academy Uganda 2023, which focuses on combating climate change through localizing climate action among the young people. Your Excellency, firstly, I believe that a productive environment can stimulate an economic change. Uganda has been and is still called the Pearl of Africa because of the great diversity observed by Winston Churchill. But climate change and its impacts, such as floods, landslides, and droughts, have destroyed what made Uganda unique. Most soils have been eroded and are unproductive. There has been destruction of infrastructure, loss of lives, and economic activity displacement in society has reduced access to goods and services. This has increased poverty in the country. The reality is that climate change is now more of a development challenge than just an environmental issue. Currently, there are few districts implementing environmental projects to adapt and mitigate climate change. These are also addressing a few climate change aspects. What we need are well-focused, cross-cutting programs implemented in all districts. It is this that will greatly contribute towards restoration and sustainability of our environment in ways that stimulate economic enterprises. Your Excellency, the environment is everything. In regard to Uganda, one can as well say, no environment, no life, and no economic development. It is therefore my humble request that you infuse environmental sustainable strategies in all government activities, such as well as in education institutions, curricula, in out-of-school youth programs, and in community daily routine life. Thank you for listening to me. For God and my country.
Good morning. I am happy to talk to you today, but I'm not happy because of the deforestation going on in every environment. People are dying due to lack of sunshine. People are dying because of drought. They don't have anything to eat. You are continuing to cut down trees. Deforestation is dangerous in an environment. When people destroy all the trees, we will not have anything to eat. Animals will die. You judge, would you like to die because of cutting down all the trees and you make a factory? Or you will like to plant more trees and be healthy? If the environment is healthy, we are all healthy. But when the environment is littered with rubbish, we cannot live there. If the environment is clean, we will be preventing heart diseases. Heart diseases like polio. Polio disturbs children because of their parents. Parents don't clean children's things, and that can cause into big diseases. So I'm requesting Mr. President to stop deforestation in every environment. This doesn't make the people in the environment to be happy. It just makes them more sad. You get money, but people are crying. And that doesn't mean that you are a good president. Minister, don't you think that you have to talk to the president to tell him to stop deforestation? Deforestation is very dangerous. But when we increase on deforestation, we can plant more trees and cut out some to get firewood. But if we don't get firewood, what could happen? We will not have anything to cook with. We will not drink boiled water. I'm concluding by saying, Mr. President, I'm requesting you to stop deforestation in every environment. That was my speech.
Up, Parental Junior School, kindly come for your certificate. Before the winners come to the floor, let's first have the runners up come in. All the three speakers should come in for a photo moment.